Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Margerison, a space for honest stories, tender truths, and soul-deep conversations. I'm your host, Julie Margerison, and here we explore the questions that stir something real in us, questions about joy, fear, healing, and the moments that shape who we are. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, go deeper, and hear the kind of stories that remind us we're not alone in this human experience. So wherever you are right now, thank you for being here. Let's begin. Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Margerison podcast. This is going to be a solo episode, and I just want to talk about something that has been very important to me in my well-being, and I want to say struggles that I have encountered, and I feel like it is important to share this, and it's just my story, because I feel like it's important that humans need to be able to share their story, because their story does matter. And the subject I'm going to speak about is plastic and how that has impacted my life. And for the people who know me personally, know that I only drink out of glass or stainless steel, and I do not like plastic drink bottles. And I'm not going to go in the technicalities of what happens when water is stored in plastic and when it's been in the heat, or what impurities and how it gets involved in processing with the plastic and how it impacts the water quality. That is something that I feel like it's up to the individual to do their own research on. But I really don't like to drink out of plastic, and I know my body actually can feel the difference of when it is drinking out of glass. It's like it smiles, and out of stainless steel. And if I do have to drink out of plastic, I can actually feel my body restricting. And it's like, oh, you are really going to put that in me. And sometimes life puts me in a situation where I don't really have a choice, and I feel like drinking water is better than being dehydrated. And it's okay when I'm in my own environment and I have control over this, but when I'm traveling and not at home, it's like I can't be taking my water purifier with me wherever I go. And believe it or not, when we go camping, the water purifier comes with us. And when we go away for the weekend, the water purifier is in the back seat with the seatbelt on. And it's really an important part of my life. But when I'm traveling overseas or traveling far and wide, I now have a stainless steel bottle that we got from a camping shop that has a filter in it, and I drink from that. It's not my preferred way, but it gets me through those moments, because I don't want to be this rigid person that actually has to have her water filter wherever she goes. And so I do like that I have these other alternatives. I have grown up in the world of Tupperware containers, and really was an avid supporter of Tupperware, and my cupboards were full of it. And I never really understood the impact that using plastic and how it actually can break off and it can go into the food. And then the human, my body, has to actually digest the plastic. And I can understand why plastic is such a purposeful um, material because it doesn't break. And having glass containers or ceramic containers, for travel, and even if you drop it, it literally like smashes. But I'm pleased that there is so much more glass containers available out there, and I'm using less and less plastic as a storage container. But there still are times that plastic is more suitable. But where possible, glass rules, and I feel that I must be not the only one that feels the same because the shopping, um, when you go shopping, there's so many more options out there in glass containers. And so I feel like I'm not alone. And that was a good feeling when I had to actually start standing up for what I wanted. I actually don't like keep cups. Sorry, I like keep cups rather than having a coffee cup or a tea cup from a coffee shop. I'd rather drink it out of a porcelain cup, or I take my own stainless steel keep cup in because I feel like the lining of the cup is got the wax and the plastic, and that's something I choose not to digest if I have a better option. And that's just me taking my power back on making that choice that is right for me. Another thing that I'm pretty aware with is washing. I don't like to actually have plastic clothes. And what are plastic clothes? Well, to me, and this is my belief, and everyone can do their own research, but the nylon, polyester, synthetic is all a form of plastic. And I don't actually want that going into the waterways and filling up, the creatures that are in the ocean, and the whales and the dolphins and the fish and the starfish and all the creatures in the ocean, plus also the creatures that are in nature that actually are seeing this plastic in in the waterways. And I just, where possible, do not want plastic to be used. So that is something that I'm really passionate about. And so like I said, plastic does become handy in certain situations, but wherever I can make a choice, I will be going glass or stainless steel. And but it also talks about even the dishcloths that we use. You know, they are, it's hard to find natural fiber tea towels, natural fiber dishcloth, natural fiber towels. Everything has, and I know everything is a blanket statement, but it is actually, when you read the labels, there is so much synthetic in the clothes we wear, the material we use, the sheets we wash, we sleep in. So I'm very much about natural fiber. So then it breaks down, and it doesn't affect so many parts of the world and the ecology. I am been very avid wearer of natural fibres for many, many years. And I remember when I was working in a chemist, and it's like when these wash and wear uniforms that came out, and it was like, wow, I don't have to iron it. And it feels so good that I don't have to spend all this time on a Sunday ironing my uniforms for the next week. But I started to notice, and this is like over 30 years ago, that I started to notice that my skin actually did not like the feel of it. I I couldn't, it couldn't breathe, and I would just feel quite restricted. And over the years, I've really made a big decision to go natural fiber. And I find it really hard. I find it hard to buy a nice bra and nice undies because mostly they are synthetic. And I one day went to the big shopping center and it's like, you know what? I am going to try and find a nice bra and a nice pair of undies. And I just had to go back to the so-called boring ones because they are just so full of polyester or synthetic. And my skin just crawls. I get itchy and it just doesn't feel good for me. So I really have to take the time and effort to read all the labels when I'm buying clothes and staying with the natural fiber. Does mean that I have to iron some clothes, but my body just sings when I'm actually wearing cotton or the linen and things like that. So wearing natural fiber is very important to me. I was at my hairdresser's and even putting that plastic cape on me was like, oh my goodness, I'm having all these hot flushes. And I hadn't had hot flushes for ages, but it's like my body saying, get this off me, get this off me. And I know that plastic has its purpose, so it doesn't stain my clothes and everything. But I have found over the last 6 to 7 years that I have been really listening to what my body wants, and the skin is the biggest organ of the body, and putting plastic on it, it feels suffocating for me. So I'm very, very aware of that. And I do find it hard to find not plastic things, not plastic clothes, not plastic, um, you know, things out there, because even if you buy food and buy steak and they've got it in they've heat treated it and got it in the pack, and it's all plastic, and that's gone, I believe, into the food. And there's so many packaging in the fruit and vegetables, all in packets, all in plastic. The cheese, is all sealed in plastic. And I understand that it's all about the money and the efficiency, but to go back to having the cardboard, even sushi, it was in those plastic packs. And the other day, I saw that now they've got cardboard back again. And it's like, wow, that's what it used to be like. And I know plastic is a reasonably new material, but I find it is really, really toxic to my body. And this is my story, and I'm not trying to tell anyone else how to live their life. It's just me sharing how I have felt when I'm with plastic, and my body is telling me no. So I'm listening to it, and I am really appreciating how there are people out there manufacturing things that aren't plastic, that are like leather, so you're not wearing plastic shoes, the cotton natural fiber clothes, the glass containers for the cooking. And so I'm not alone, and I feel really supported when I see that there are companies that feel the same way I do, and I really embrace that. And I feel that I'm not so weird, and I am worth the time to go searching for what feels right for my whole self. So thank you very much for listening, and I would love to know if you resonate with anything that I have said. And if so, pop it in the comments below and reach out to me, because, it is nice to feel that other people feel the same way. And it helps me feel that I'm not alone on these things. So, thank you for sharing this moment with us. I hope something in this conversation stayed with you, opened something up in you, or simply made you feel seen. If this episode moved you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to continue this journey with us, be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Until next time, take care of your heart and remember, your story matters. Thank you.